Next question. A body is projected from ground at an angle 30 degree to the horizontal with speed 30 meters per second. Okay, a body is projected from ground at an angle 30 degree with the horizontal with a speed 30 meters per second. What is the angle with the horizontal after 1.5 seconds? After 1.5 seconds. So how will you solve? What has been given? Product projected from the ground at an angle 30. Angle is given. Speed is given. Angle with the horizontal after 1.5 seconds. After 1.5 seconds, what happens to the angle he is asking? There are two ways to approach this problem. One way is finding the angle directly, that is tan alpha is equal to, tan alpha always gives in this curve, tan alpha, where whichever point you take, okay, it is opposite by adjacent, right? Opposite by adjacent. Opposite is the y-axis. Y-axis will have what? U sine theta is the initial velocity, u sine theta, okay, minus gt you will take by using v is equal to u plus at, okay. So at particular point he is saying, say at some particular point, what will be the velocity? It will be v, final velocity at that point. So it will be having both initial plus the effect of gt. So it will be u sine theta minus gt. U initial is u sine theta plus at becomes minus gt. So this is the y coordinate divided by x, that is x axis, the velocity always remains same, u cos theta. Okay, so when you apply, when you write u as 30, sine theta as sine 30, and you solve, you get the answer 0. So this, the answer to this question is 0 degrees. I hope you have understood. All you need to understand here is, how did you get this formula? Tan alpha is given by y coordinate by x coordinate. Y coordinate is velocity in the y direction, that is u sine theta initial minus gt, this is at a particular point which we are considering, then divided by u cos theta. So u cos theta throughout the journey remains the same, isn't it? So this formula will directly give you the answer. Another way is, he has told 1.5 seconds. If I find time of ascent, u sine theta by g, you know that time of flight is 2u sine theta by g. If there was time of flight, you will get 2u sine theta by g. Now I am talking only about time of ascent, so half of it, so it is u sine theta by g. U is 30, sine theta is sine 30, by g let us say 10. 30 into half by 10. When you solve this, you get 1.5 seconds, which is what he has given. Meaning 1.5 seconds पे time of ascent खत्म हो रहा है, meaning it is at the maximum height. At the maximum height, angle with the horizontal axis is 0. In that way also you can tell the angle is 0. So this is the solution to this particular question. You can just go through. This is the first method. The second method I have written here. Okay, so both the methods, any one you can utilize. Okay, so with this, let us move on to the next question. Let us give it a reading. What does the next question tell? Okay, let's erase this so that we get some space. Okay, so the next question says, a body is projected horizontally with a speed of 20 from some height. What will be its speed nearly after 5 seconds? Projected horizontally matlab body is projected this way. That's what it means. Okay, so body is projected horizontally, meaning no vertical component, with a speed 20 meters per second. 20 meters per second, I can take Vx or u is equal to 20 meters per second. Vx or ux भी बोल सकते हैं या u भी बोल सकते हैं. Why am I saying ux or u? Because total velocity is horizontal, which is ux. Total velocity is u. Both, and throughout the journey, this guy does not change. The horizontal component does not change. So Vx, u or ux or u all are 20 from some height. That's what he has given. What about Vy? Vy becomes uy plus gt. V equals u plus at apply किया. Uy initially 0 है plus gt is 10 into 5. What are we getting? 50. Okay, so these are the velocities we have got. What will be the final velocity? Root of Vx square plus Vy square. Okay, that will give us 20 square plus 50 square. When you solve this, it comes approximately to 54. Okay, so this will be the solution to this question. I hope this particular question is clear. Okay, what have we done? Horizontal velocity bola hai, so there is no vertical component in the initial. So horizontal component ux initially or finally or the total, all the three are 20. वर्टिकल कंपोनेंट जैसे जैसे आगे बढ़ेगा तो वेलोसिटी वर्टिकली बढ़ती जाएगी ज़ीरो से. यहाँ पर वर्टिकल वेलोसिटी ज़ीरो है, लेकिन जैसे जैसे जाएगा जी के वजह से बढ़ता जाएगा. सो वी वाई इज इक्वल टू यू वाई प्लस जी टी यूज़ किया, वी गॉट 50. एक्चुअली इट शुड बी -50 बिकॉज डाउनवर्ड्स है ना, बट लेट अस से 50 मैग्नीट्यूड ले लिया बिकॉज एनीवे स्क्वायरिंग करके वो पॉजिटिव होगा. तो वेलोसिटी कंपोनेंट नियरली आफ्टर 5 सेकेंड्स बोला है, वी हैव डायरेक्टली गॉट v is equal to 54. Okay, so this is the thing. What other ways do we have? We can find out at this time where it is reaching. Okay, or we can find the time of flight, time taken to reach the ground. After finding 54, we can find time taken to reach the ground. It must be coming nearly to the 5 seconds part. Okay, anyhow, I hope you understood this particular question. Okay, let's solve the next question. If a projectile thrown with a speed a speed v at an angle 45 degrees to the horizontal attains a maximum height of 6.2, its range will be. So ये बड़ा simple question है. We know the relation tan theta is equal to 4h by r. Tan theta is equal to 4h by r. We have done this in our synopsis classes. So r will be 4 times h. R will be 4 times h directly. Why? Because tan theta, tan 45 बोला है, so that is 1. तो 4 times h है. So directly the answer is 24.8. 6 into 4, 24. 0.2 का 4 times 8. So 24.8 is the answer to this question. So you just need to remember this formula. Tan theta is equal to 4h by r. Okay. Next, let us move on to the next question. During a projectile motion, if maximum height yani h max is equal to the horizontal range, h max is equal to r max, then the angle of projection with the horizontal will be. Obviously, just now we have this formula, tan theta is equal to 4h by r. We have this formula. In this he is saying h and r both are equal, so we get theta is equal to tan inverse of 4. That will be the answer to this question. Theta equals tan inverse of 4. Alright, let us solve the next two questions. Two bullets are fired horizontally with different velocities. Two bullets fired with horizontally. यानी हमारा केस ऐसा वाला है. Okay, with different velocities from the same height. Okay, same tower से fire किया गया दोनों bullets को. Which will reach the ground first? This one is simple. Yes, which will reach the ground first? Obviously, both will reach simultaneously is the answer. How can I answer this without solving? The simple logic is, whenever we had the projectile motion, this one or say this one, yes, at from particular height, the thing is their horizontal component remains the same. U cos theta remains the same throughout the journey. Yes, this is one explanation. What about the other explanation? We have the time of flight. We have t given by t का एक equation है ना. That equation is 2h by g under root. Yes, t is equal to root of 2h by g. In this, if you see, it is not depending upon the height. It is depending on the height and g, which are same in this case. Both are fired with the same height. Height is same, g is constant. So time taken for both of them will be the same. So basically both will reach simultaneously. Yes, if we had asked which will go for a maximum range, which will have a more range, obviously the one which is fired with higher velocity. Okay, so here different velocities तो बोला है. When will they reach the ground? Who will reach the ground first? बोला है. Both will reach simultaneously. The faster one will travel more, the slower one will travel less. So the faster one will be something like this, slower one will be like this. Okay, I hope this particular question is clear. Let us move on to the next question. Kindly read out the next question. Okay. The next question says, a stone thrown upward with a speed u from the top of a tower. Stone thrown upward from the top of a tower reaches the ground with a velocity 3u. The height of the tower is. So let us just draw a tower. Okay. Stone is thrown upwards, he says. So when it is thrown upwards, I can take u as minus u, okay? And when it is reaches the ground, when it is reaching the ground, the velocity he has given is 3u, okay? Downward I have taken positive, upward negative, any way you can take, okay? The height of the tower, that's all he has asked here. Height of the tower, simply v square minus u square, let us do 3u square minus of minus u the whole square. V square minus u square equals 2as, okay? So अब देखो आप डायरेक्शन के हिसाब से भी दिस इक्वेशन इज राइट, okay? You can take the other way also, it still get the same solution, okay? If you see 3u square I took positive, minus u I took for upward, downward g is positive, so this equation is right, okay? So anyhow, however you takes gives you the same solution. Now 9u square minus u square is equal to 2gh. Observe in the options g is as it is, so let us not substitute g, okay? So 8u square is equal to 2gh. 2 ones are 2 fours are, so h is equal to 4u square by g is what we are getting. So option 2 is the right answer. H is equal to 4u square by g. I hope this particular question is clear. All right, let us solve the next two set of questions, okay? A bullet is dropped from the same height when another bullet is fired horizontally. यानी एक height से bullet को drop किया, same height से bullet को project किया. This will be the figure for this. Now one bullet is being dropped, the other one is fired horizontally. They will hit the ground one after the other simultaneously, depends on the observer, none of the above. Simple answer is this. Yes. Why simultaneously? Because again, as we had told before, the y component of velocity will be the same for both, or I can also say t is equal to 2h by g, which we had taken the formula in the last particular problem. Again, h and g it depends upon. So vy remains same. So either you drop the bullet or you fire horizontally, both will reach the ground simultaneously is the answer, okay? Let us move on to the next question. A man projects a coin upward from the gate of a uniformly moving train. The path of the coin for the man will be, obviously it will be what? A straight line. Here he has told inclined straight line and vertical straight line, horizontal straight line. So it's a vertical straight line. His coin is projecting it upwards now, so it takes a vertical straight line motion. Why is this happening? Simple logic, s relative is 0, meaning the man is inside the train while he is moving. So for the man, since he is moving with the same velocity as the train, relative velocity is 0, so you get the displacement to be 0, so it will be the path vertical straight line. So vertical straight line is your answer. Alright, let us try to solve the next set of questions. A bullet is fired with a speed of 1000 meters per second. Bullet is fired with a speed of 1000 meters per second in order to hit a target 100 meter away. 100 meter away के target को hit करना है. G is equal to 10 meters per second square. The gun should be aimed directly towards the target, 5 centimeter above, 15 centimeter above, 10 centimeter above. Let us try to understand the question. This is the barrel of the bullet of the gun where the bullet is going to leave, okay? It is leaving at 1000 meters per second in order to hit a target, which is this, say this is your target, okay? This wall which I am drawing, let us say this is the target, it is 100 meters away, okay? If g equals 10, the gun should be aimed at, obviously you see when you aim, okay, to straight forward to the target, it will hit only if there is no air in between. If there is air in between, or should I I'm supposed to tell directly it will hit the target. When will that happen? When the effect of g is not there. But since we are on earth, effect of g will be there, so obviously the gun the bullet, once it is fired, it does not go a straight path, it goes a parabolic path. So this parabolic path is happening because of half gt square of the equation s equals ut plus half at square. Half gt square is that part which bends the bullet downwards, meaning it brings it down, pulls it down. So obviously at some angle I need to fire so that the bullet, since it does not travel straight, it travels a parabolic path. Although this diagram which I am drawing, for a long range this is observable. So half gt square we need to find. That is all the logic here. So first of all, let us find the time. Time is distance by speed. Distance it has to travel is 100, speed is 1000. Okay, you get clearly 0.1 seconds. Okay, once you get the time, the vertical displacement by the bullet, I can say vertical displacement, let us say S, will be half gt square. Okay, directly we are finding the displacement. Half gt square, half into 10 he has told, into t square is 0.1 the whole square. When you solve this, you come to the answer of 5 centimeter. Obviously, it has to be 5 centimeter above the target. If you draw it below the target, you will be hitting 10 centimeters below the target. Okay, so 5 centimeters above the target, if you shoot, your bullet will reach the target to the point. Okay, so this is your solution to this question. Okay, what did we do? Two basic things. One thing is the common straight, it does not go. There is one thing, it goes like this way. Okay, so if it goes downwards, we need to know how much we need to raise the gun and hit so that it takes the path and hits the target. Okay, so obviously in this question we can directly tell directly towards the target is not possible. Okay, 10, either 10, 15 or 5 centimeter above the target should be the answer. We had to find which one. So time, first we found out time is equal to 100 by 1000, distance equals speed equals distance by time, time is equal to distance by speed. You got 1.1 second. Then we used half gt square. We found out half gt square is the effect of the acceleration due to gravity on the displacement. That's what it means. Okay, so 5 centimeter you get the answer. 5 centimeter above target is your right answer. Okay, let us move on to the next question. What does the next question tell? Okay, two balls are projected at an angle theta and 90 minus theta to the horizontal. Okay, two balls are projected at theta and 90 minus theta to the horizontal with same speed. The ratio of their maximum vertical height is, the ratio of their maximum vertical height is. So how will you find this? Read through the question. So मैक्सिमम हाइट का रेशियो चाहिए h1 बाई h2 कर लेते हैं. यस, h का जब फॉर्मूला डालेंगे फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन, h इज गिवन बाई यू स्क्वायर साइन स्क्वायर थीटा बाई 2g, राइट. यू स्क्वायर साइन स्क्वायर थीटा बाई 2g, नीचे भी यू स्क्वायर साइन स्क्वायर थीटा बाई 2g डाल देते हैं. 2g वैसे भी कैंसिल होगा. थीटा एंड 90 माइनस थीटा बोला है तो ये बंदा कॉस थीटा हो जाएगा. सेम स्पीड बोला है, ये कैंसिल हो जाएगा तो बचेगा क्या, साइन स्क्वायर थीटा बाई नीचे वाला थीटा 2 बोल रहा हूँ यहाँ पे. थीटा 2 इज 90 माइनस थीटा, सो कॉस स्क्वायर थीटा. So it is tan square theta by 1. So answer is tan square theta is to 1. This is your answer. This was a pretty simple question, and in the synopsis we have written it as a standard formula also. Okay, I hope you have understood this particular question. All right, let us solve the next two set of questions. What does the question tell? The equations of motion of a particle are given by x is equal to 3060 to y is equal to 9060 minus 9.8t square. The angle of projection is. So how will you solve this? Before even solving, let us see x is equal to 3060, this is in the standard form. y is equal to होना चाहिए था 2y दिया है तो I can write y is equal to divide everything by 2. What will you get? 96 का half 48t है minus 9.8 का 4.9 है. Okay, this will be the new equation square as it is. Okay, let me write this properly. Okay, now once you get this, what will you do? We need to find angle of projection. Angle of projection मिलेगा tan theta से. Okay, और उससे पहले since it has given two form of equations x and y में दिया है तो first we need to find ux is equal to u cos theta, ux is equal to u cos theta, uy is equal to u sin theta, जो कि आपको डायरेक्टली मिलेगा नहीं. यस, u cos theta कैसे करेंगे? दिस कैन बी रिटन एज dx by dt at time t equals 0. Let me explain a little what this equation means. Okay, dx by dt क्या होता है? डिफ्रेंशिएट x with respect to time. ये x का इक्वेशन है, x डिस्प्लेसमेंट का इक्वेशन है. यस, विथ रेस्पेक्ट टू टाइम डिफ्रेंशिएट करेंगे तो डिस्प्लेसमेंट इन x मिलेगा. ओके, एंड अगर मैं t इक्वल 0 सब्स्टिट्यूट करूँगा तो इनिशियल मिलेगा, इनिशियल वेलोसिटी मिल जाएगी. सो व्हेन आई डिफ्रेंशिएट x आई गेट वेलोसिटी इन द x. When I put t equals 0, I get initial velocity in the x direction, which is nothing but ux. Okay, so this is the logic behind. So dx by dt at t equals 0. First, when I differentiate 3060 what will I get? I get 36. Okay, t is equal to 0 सब्स्टिट्यूट करने के लिए t बचा नहीं है, so 36 itself is the answer. You got u cos theta is equal to 36. This is your first solution. Okay, similarly this one dy by dt at t equals 0 करना है. dy by dt करेंगे, ये देख लो इक्वेशन, 48t का 48 बचेगा माइनस 4.9 इंटू टी स्क्वायर का 2 इंटू 4.9 इंटू टी बचेगा, करेक्ट. बट टी इक्वल 0 करना है तो ये बने जो हो जाएगा 0, यानी 48 आंसर आएगा. तो u sin theta is equal to 48 is your second solution. Okay, you have got u cos theta and u sin theta clearly. So now tan theta is equal to tan theta is equal to tan theta is equal to sin by cos na. So 48 by 36, just divide equation 2 by 1, so you get the answer 4 by 3. Okay, so tan theta is equal to 4 by 3 मिल गया. तो 4 और 3 आते ही ट्रायंगल जो बनता है ना 4 3 ये 5 आ जाता है ऑटोमेटिक. हाइपोटेन्यूज का लॉ है, कॉम्बिनेशन है. ओके, सो फ्रॉम दिस क्योंकि आंसर साइन में दिया है तो आंसर साइन थीटा विल बी इक्वल टू थीटा इज इक्वल टू साइन इनवर्स ऑफ 4 बाई 5. थीटा इक्वल्स साइन इनवर्स ऑफ 4 बाई 5. एक्चुअली ये 4 बाई 5 के हिसाब से इसको उल्टा लिख लिया. ओके, तो 4 एंड 3 थीटा इधर डालेंगे. थीटा इक्वल साइन इनवर्स 4 by 5 will be your answer. Theta equals sin inverse of 4 by 5. I hope you have understood the question. Every single question MCQ as you solve, you get to learn something new. Here in the equation forms, the question has given 36 and this thing. We did ux and uy by differentiating with respect to t for both the equations and time as 0. When you substitute, you are getting initial velocities in x and y. Then we are taking the ratio of it to get the tan theta value. Okay, so this question was easy. Let us move on to the next. Two particles are projected in air with speed u at angle theta 1 and theta 2, both acute. Acute का मतलब first coordinate में. If the height reached by the first particle is greater than that of the second, which one of the following is correct? So the first particle is greater. पहला वाला जो जा रहा है ज़्यादा हाइट ले रहा है, सेकेंड वन कम ले रहा है. तो हाइट का सवाल है, थीटा को रिलेट करके बताना है. ओके, सो जस्ट लेट मी एरेज दिस मच पार्ट so that I can solve this particular question. Okay, and this much is enough, I guess. Now what does it say? H u square sin square theta by 2g. In this, u is same he has told, so this is gone. G I did not worry. H is proportional to sin square theta. Yes, that is what we get. So if h1 is greater than h2, obviously theta 1 must be greater than theta 2. So theta 1 greater than theta 2 is the answer. Also, if I take t is equal to 2u sin theta by g, if I put the formula, again I get t is proportional to sin theta. So theta 1 is greater than theta 2. T1 must be greater than t2. But here we don't have that option. So या तो ये इसके साथ t1 greater than t2 दोनों सही है. ठीक है, तो आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन इज थीटा 1 is greater than theta 2 in terms of theta. In terms of time of flight, t1 is greater than t2. I hope you have understood this particular answer. All right, let us solve the next set of questions. Four bodies ABCD are projected with equal velocities. Okay, u is same, having angles of projection 50, 30, 45 and 60 with the horizontal respectively. The body having the shortest range. सबसे पहले तो यहाँ पर 45 will have maximum range, 45 will have maximum range, 30 and 60 are complementary. ज़ाहिर सी बात है दोनों का रेंज सेम होना चाहिए, तो बचा आंसर 15. तो आंसर ए इज़ द राइट ऑप्शन. दिस इज़ वन वे. अनदर वे इज रेंज के फॉर्मूला में साइन टू थीटा आता है, यू स्क्वायर साइन टू थीटा बाई जी. साइन टू थीटा फॉर साइन 15 की जगह डालोगे तो साइन 30 आएगा, 60 आएगा, 90 आएगा और 120 आएगा. सो 90 तो 1 है, 60 एंड 120 इज़ √3/2 जो कि सेम है, साइन 30 हाफ है. तो उस तरीके से भी आंसर फॉर्मूला वाइज भी ऑप्शन ए है. कॉमन सेंस यूज़ करोगे, कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री 30 और 60 कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री हैं, 30 एंड 60 आर कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री. तो सीधा 45 गिव्स मैक्सिमम रेंज. तो दीज 3 आर नॉट पॉसिबल. 2 आंसर्स cannot have one option, na, single given. So 30 and 60 not possible. 45 is maximum, so bacha 15. So 15 is the right answer. Okay, let us move on to the next question. What does the next question tell? A player kicks a ball with a speed of 20 meters per second so that its horizontal range is maximum. horizontal range is maximum. Another player 24 meter away in the direction of the kick starts running in the same direction at same instant of hit. If he has to catch the ball just before it reaches the ground, he should run with a velocity equal to. So just understand the question first. The ball is being kicked by someone. Okay. Once he is kicking the ball with a speed of 20 meters per second, another person has just started running. How far is he? He is told 24 मीटर away in the direction of the kick. 24 मीटर ऑलरेडी दूर है और कितना भागना है कि बॉल को जा करके वो बंदा पकड़ सके. दिस इज़ द क्वेश्चन. ओके, सो हाउ विल वी डू? फर्स्ट थिंग ही सेज स्पीड 20 एंड रेंज इज़ मैक्सिमम. हॉरिजॉन्टल रेंज इज़ मैक्सिमम बोला तो आर मैक्स इज इक्वल टू यू स्क्वायर बाई जी लेंगे. यू स्क्वायर साइन 2 थीटा बाई जी होना चाहिए था, साइन 2 थीटा, क्योंकि रेंज इज़ मैक्सिमम बोला है. तो वी विल टेक दिस वे. तो 20 स्क्वायर बाई 10. आंसर 40 मीटर यू आर गेटिंग मैक्सिमम रेंज. ओके, लेट अस फाइंड द टाइम ऑफ फ्लाइट ऑल्सो, कि कितना टाइम बॉल हवे पे है. 2u साइन थीटा बाई 2u साइन थीटा बाई जी इज़ द फॉर्मूला. करेक्ट. तो 2u कितना है 20, साइन थीटा इज साइन 45 बाई जी. So when you solve this you get 2√2 seconds. Okay, you just sin 45 1/√2 करो, 1/√2 और 2 से कॉल करोगे तो वो सॉल्व हो जाएगा. √2 ऊपर आएगा, √2 इंटू 20, 20/10 इज 2, तो 2√2 आएगा, 2√2 सेकेंड्स. ओके, तो अब प्लेयर कितना डिस्टेंस कवर करना है ये भी थोड़ा जान लेते हैं. यस, प्लेयर हाउ मच ही शुड रन. ओके, प्लेयर इज ऑलरेडी फॉर 24 मीटर्स अवे. ओके, रेंज वी गॉट 40. तो हाउ मच शुड प्लेयर रन? 40 minus 24. 40 minus 24, that is 16 meters he needs to run extra. I hope you understood. किक यहाँ से हुआ तो बॉल ऐसे जा रहा है, बंदा पहले से यहाँ खड़ा हुआ है जो कि 24 meters away है. He has to run how much? Remaining 16 meters. Okay, now I hope you understood one after drawing the figure. 16 meters player should cover a distance in how much time? 2√2, because at the same instant he starts running na. देखो, another player 24 meter away in the direction of kick starts running in the same direction at the same instant. As soon as the ball started its journey, this guy also started running. So this is the distance he should cover, this is the time which he has to cover. So velocity of the player clearly is distance by time, 16/2√2. Yes, 16/2√2, that is 4√2 meters per second. 4√2 meters per second. I hope this particular question has been understood. Solution is simple. रेंज मैक्सिमम लिया, टाइम ऑफ फ्लाइट पहचान लिया, फिर कितना डिस्टेंस वो बंदे को भागना है जो कैच पकड़ना चाह रहा है. 40 minus 60 minus 24 किया, 16 मीटर्स भागना है 2√2 टाइम में. तो वेलोसिटी इज डिस्टेंस बाय टाइम, स्टैंडर्ड फार्मूला बेसिक. Substituting you get 4√2 meters per second. Alright, let us solve the next two questions. The equation of a projectile is y is equal to 16x minus 5/4x square. The horizontal range is, this one is a simple question. Just understand ये standard form of equation है जिसमें a coefficient है 16, b है 5/4. Clear? और range का एक formula in the synopsis we have done, r is equal to a by b for this form of an equation. Directly you get 16/5 into 4. Directly you get 12.8 meters. So if you know the standard formula, you can easily solve this particular question. Okay, next question. A projectile is fired at 30 degree to the horizontal, 30 degree. The vertical component of its velocity is 80 meters per second. Okay, vertical component मतलब u sin theta, uy is equal to u sin theta is equal to 80 has given. Okay, if its time of flight is t, capital T time of flight, what will be the velocity of projectile at time t/2? What is the will be the velocity at time t/2? t/2 पे पहचानना है, साफ सीधा टाइम ऑफ फ्लाइट t है, हाफ ऑफ टाइम ऑफ फ्लाइट मतलब मैक्सिमम हाइट पे पहुंच रहा है. मैक्सिमम हाइट पे सिर्फ हॉरिजॉन्टल कंपोनेंट होता है, तो हॉरिजॉन्टल कंपोनेंट पहचानना है. वर्टिकल 0 हो जाएगा ऊपर जाके. तो ये जो डेटा दिया है इससे मैं थीटा ऑलरेडी 30 डिग्री बोला है, तो आई कैन राइट u sin 30 is equal to 80. With this I get u is equal to 80 by sin 30, that is half. So you get 160 meters per second is the u value. Now I need u cos theta is what he has asked. U cos theta, that is 160 cos 30. You solve this, you get 80 root 3. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So 80 root 3 by 80 root 3 will be the answer. Just understand in this question, what will be the velocity of the projectile at t by 2? t by 2 मतलब half of time of light. Half of time of light मतलब time of ascent का ending है, time of descent का initial है. तो it is the maximum height. Maximum height पे आप already जानते हो projectile जो ड्रॉ किया maximum height पे सिर्फ हॉरिजॉन्टल कंपोनेंट होता है, वर्टिकल कंपोनेंट जीरो हो जाता है, करेक्ट. तो हॉरिजॉन्टल कंपोनेंट इज u cos theta थ्रू आउट द जर्नी. So this is the answer for the question. Okay, all we had to find was the horizontal component of velocity, that is given by u cos theta. All right, let us solve the next two set of questions. A body of mass 0.5 kg is projected under gravity with a speed 9.8 at an angle of 30 with the horizontal. The change in momentum in magnitude of the body. Change in momentum we already know, 2 mu sin theta. 2 mu sin theta is the formula for change in momentum, and magnitude की बात हो रही है. Actually minus 2 mu sin theta, but magnitude, so 2 mu sin theta. Just substitute 2 into m 0.5 u 9.8 sin theta half. Okay, you solve this, you get the answer 49. So 49 is the correct answer. Okay. So this one was a simple one. Clear? So let's move on to the next particular question. आई थिंक डेसिमल में कुछ फ़र्क है, 4.9 आना चाहिए, 9.8 से करेंगे तो 98 होना चाहिए था शायद. ओके, एनी हाउ मैग्नीट्यूड वैल्यू तो सेम आ रही है. नेक्स्ट, फॉर अ गिवन वेलोसिटी अ प्रोजेक्टाइल हैज सेम रेंज फॉर टू एंगल्स ऑफ प्रोजेक्शन. इफ T1 and T2 आर द टाइम्स ऑफ फ्लाइट इन द टू केसेस, प्रोजेक्टाइल हैज सेम रेंज फॉर टू एंगल्स ऑफ प्रोजेक्शन. दो अलग अलग प्रोजेक्शंस हो रहे हैं. ओके, दिस इज रियली नॉट द वे. दिस हाउ इट इज़. अलग अलग एंगल्स पे प्रोजेक्शन हो रहे हैं, सेम रेंज. इफ T1 and T2 आर द टाइम ऑफ फ्लाइट्स, देन द टू केसेस, देन R का फॉर्मूला वी नो दैट R इज इक्वल टू हाफ G T1 T2. फ्रॉम दिस वी गेट R इज प्रोपोर्शनल टू T1 T2. दिस वॉज ऑलरेडी डन इन द सिनॉप्सिस. सो दिस इज द आंसर. R is proportional to T1 T2. I hope you have understood this particular section of questions. So let us go through the next two set of questions. A particle is thrown with the velocity u at an angle alpha from the horizontal. Another particle is thrown with the same velocity at an angle alpha from vertical. एक horizontal से एक vertical से. Ratio of time of flights of the two particles. Time of flight का formula t is equal to T1 by T2 कर लो, 2u sin theta by g by 2u cos theta लिखूँगा बिकॉज दूसरा vertical से है तो 90 माइनस थीटा आ जाएगा cos theta. ठीक है, ये सब same velocity. So this is also gone. Sin theta by cos theta. Answer tan alpha by 1. Tan alpha is to 1 is your answer. Figure shows 4 paths of a kicked football. Ignoring the effects of air, rank the paths according to initial horizontal velocity component highest first. Initial horizontal velocity component meaning horizontal component सबसे ज़्यादा किसका है. हॉरिजॉन्टल कंपोनेंट जिसका सबसे ज़्यादा होगा उसका रेंज सबसे ज़्यादा होगा. सो क्लियर कट रेंज पहले मालूम करना है. जिसका रेंज साफ सीधा दिख रहा है, 1 यहाँ पे, 2 यहाँ पे, 3 यहाँ पे, 4 यहाँ पे, 4 का सबसे मैक्सिमम है तो सबसे पहले आना चाहिए 4. ऑप्शन इज़ 4 3 2 1. आई होप दिस इज़ क्लियर. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. अ बुलेट इज़ फायर्ड फ्रॉम अ कैनन विद अ वेलोसिटी 500 मीटर्स पर सेकेंड. इफ द एंगल ऑफ प्रोजेक्शन इज़ 15 डिग्री एंड g इज़ 10, देन द रेंज इज़, रेंज का डायरेक्ट फॉर्मूला है, range is u square sin 2 theta by g. Range is equal to u square sin 2 theta by g. You just substitute this formula. U is given, yes, Sin theta 15 is given, g is given. ये just direct substitution problem है. 12.5 10 power 3 meter is the answer. Okay, I'm not solving this because directly formula based है. R is equal to u square sin 2 theta by g is the formula to be used. Let us go to the next question. A large number of bullets are fired in all directions with the same speed u. What is the maximum area on the ground on which these bullets will spread? Okay, large number of bullets are fired in all directions with same speed u. A large number of bullets are fired in all directions with same speed. अलग अलग directions में. What is the maximum area on the ground on which these bullets will spread? Maximum area होना है तो theta should be 45. Maximum range पे होना है तो R max बनेगा. करेक्ट. R max का फॉर्मूला u स्क्वायर बाई जी. और जब वो ऑल डायरेक्शंस में करेगा तो बेसिकली सर्कल फॉर्म करेगा. तो सर्कल ऑफ रेडियस R max इज द आंसर. सर्कल ऑफ रेडियस R max. तो एरिया विल बी पाई R स्क्वायर, जहाँ R इज नाउ R max. ओके, पाई इंटू यू स्क्वायर बाई जी. दिस विल बी द फॉर्मूला. तो द होल स्क्वायर R max ना. सो पाई u पावर 4 बाई जी स्क्वायर इज द आंसर. Pi u power 4 by g square. So this is the answer. I hope this is clear. Before going forward, let me just repeat what has been done. A large number of bullets are fired in all directions with same speed. सर हर डायरेक्शन में सेम स्पीड u के साथ. सेकेंड लाइन में what is the maximum area on the ground on which these bullets will spread? मैक्सिमम एरिया बोलते ही obviously he should fire at 45 degrees. Only then maximum area will be covered. So in the first line, in the second line, if he had not told maximum area, then we would not be able to solve this problem. करेक्ट. तो क्योंकि सर्कल का डेफिनेट वैल्यू नहीं मिलता, अलग अलग सर्कल्स मिल जाते. तो मैक्सिमम एरिया बोलने से थीटा 45 लेना पड़ेगा. एंड रेंज बिकम्स आर मैक्स. यू स्क्वायर साइन 2 थीटा की जगह साइन 2 चला जाएगा, यू स्क्वायर बाई जी आ जाएगा. नाउ रेंज इट सेल्फ बिकम्स द सर्कल एंड रेडियस बिकम्स द रेंज. सो एरिया इज पाई इंटू आर स्क्वायर. आर की जगह रेंज डाल दो और सॉल्व करो. आई होप दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन इज clear. Okay, let us move on to the next particular question. A projectile is thrown. A projectile is thrown with initial speed u and angle of projection 15. Initial speed u है, angle of projection 15 है to the horizontal, has a range r. If the same projectile is thrown at an angle 45 to the horizontal with the speed 2u, its range will be. Its range will be. This is simple question. तो r1 by r2 कर लो. Okay, I'll change the color so that you differentiate which question we are solving. So let us see this. R1 by R2 करना है. R का फॉर्मूला u स्क्वायर साइन 2 थीटा बाई जी बाई यू स्क्वायर साइन 2 थीटा बाई जी. 2 टाइम लिख लिया. अब उसमें क्या क्या चेंज हो रहा है देख लो. थीटा चेंज हो रहा है, जी सेम. u है. इफ द सेम प्रोजेक्टाइल इज थ्रोन एट 45 विद द स्पीड 2u, u जाके 2u बन रहा है. यस, तो ये बंदा 4u स्क्वायर लिख सकते हैं. यस, तो 2u द होल स्क्वायर इज 4u स्क्वायर ना. सो 4u स्क्वायर कैन राइट. नाउ आई कैन सॉल्व. यू स्क्वायर कैंसिल. व्हाट विल यू गेट? साइन 2 थीटा ऊपर वाला 15 डिग्री, 30 का मतलब हाफ, नीचे 4 एज इट इज. साइन 2 थीटा 45 का 90 मतलब 1. करेक्ट है. तो 1/8 आ रहा है आंसर. क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे. 8r1 इज इक्वल टू r2. 8r1 इज इक्वल टू r2. So this is your solution. 8r answer है. I hope this particular question is clear. Okay, let us go to the last question. A particle is projected making angle 45 degree with the horizontal having kinetic energy k. Okay, the kinetic energy at the highest point will be. The kinetic energy at the highest point will be. So kinetic energy ux का फॉर्मूला u sin u cos थीटा है. थीटा 45 है तो 1/√2 आएगा. तो u cos थीटा बनेगा u बाई √2. सिमिलरली u sin u y यानी इनिशियल y कंपोनेंट u sin थीटा है, अगेन वो भी आएगा u बाई √2. ये हो गया. अब एट द मैक्सिमम हाइट, हाईएस्ट पॉइंट मतलब हाईएस्ट पॉइंट ऑफ द प्रोजेक्टाइल पे सिर्फ y कंपोनेंट x कंपोनेंट होता है. तो जाहिर सी बात है काइनेटिक एनर्जी इज ओनली ड्यू टू ux. तो काइनेटिक एनर्जी एट द हाईएस्ट पॉइंट, काइनेटिक एनर्जी एट द हाईएस्ट पॉइंट विल बी इक्वल टू हाफ m ux square instead of half m u square. So it is half m ux square मतलब u square by 2 आएगा. तो 1/4 m u square is the answer at the height. इनिशियल काइनेटिक एनर्जी क्या होगी, इनिशियल काइनेटिक एनर्जी होगी हाफ एम यू स्क्वायर, टोटल लेना है। सो इनिशियल काइनेटिक एनर्जी ये है, एंड ऊपर की काइनेटिक एनर्जी हाफ एम 1/4 एम यू स्क्वायर है। 1/4 और 1/2 में k/2 का फ़र्क है, करेक्ट है ना, तो 1/2 का फ़र्क है, तो आंसर इज काइनेटिक एनर्जी। यानी इनिशियल को मैं क्या करूं कि ये वाला वैल्यू आए, 1/2 हाफ एम यू स्क्वायर को मल्टीप्लाई बाय हाफ करना है, यानी दिस वैल्यू इज टेकन एज k इन द क्वेश्चन, सो k/2 करना है, सो द आंसर इज k/2। I hope this particular question is understood. With this, we have finished a few set of problems, okay, which will help you in the chapter motion in a plane. You can solve more problems. You will get the almost same logics will be covered. Okay, thank you.